Hey there everyone, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy 16.
Do you think they'll come back?
And we are back in the world of FF16 for the Rising Tide DLC. Now, I've actually wanted to start this for a while since it came out, but I was behind some other stuff, and the Dead Island 2 DLC that came out as well, so I thought, you know, we're going to try to push that out really quick. So now that we got time, or at least I'm going to make time, we are going to do that DLC.
Clive, I wanted to give you something for the kindness you showed my mentor.
What's this?
A chest of all the medicines you're ever likely to need. Seeing as you're so reluctant to come to the infirmary, I thought you might as well take a part of the infirmary with you.
I'm sure it will be very helpful indeed. And Taya, try not to work too hard.
And work Rodrigue all the harder, you mean? He's a quick study, but he's got a long way to go yet. I'll take that particular piece of advice when you heed it yourself, thank you very much. Besides, who else is going to see that your brother takes his medicine?
Who indeed?
Medicine chest. Okay, so I guess that's something for the wall. Ability sets. Tired of having to manually adjust your icon ability sets each time you want to use different abilities? Did you know you can register up to 5 sets of iconic abilities via the gear tab in the main menu? Oh, that's new. That's handy. So if I wanted one like just for grinding, I could set that up. And then I could have some other set up for different playstyles that I choose. Interesting. So I believe it said that I could get some stuff. Sure, go ahead and claim that. Claim that. Cortana, taking up this expertly crafted blade in one's hand evokes strange yet familiar images of burns both born and overcome. Buster Sword, that's for FF7. Onion Sword, taking up this radiant blade. I'll go ahead and leave these weapons in here for now. Cool, I don't think that curiosity was actually linked to the DLC, but I was picking it up anyways. Because we'll be heading to Clive's chamber regardless. But anyways, this is a DLC I've actually been waiting on because of Leviathan, so it's going to be another icon ability. As well as the story for FF16 was really good. Even for the Echoes of the Fallen, I thought it was pretty fun. There we go. Medicine chest, a beautifully carved chest that opens to reveal countless compartments full of tonics and tinctures. As Clive often proved a difficult patient, reluctant to come to the infirmary, Tarja commissioned this curio that he might take a part of the infirmary with him. Nice. And of course, this is purple for the DLC, the Dusk Shard. And it's very cool, too, regarding Leviathan, because Leviathan is pictured on the tapestry. Just we never encountered it in the main game. And I believe it said, interact with the reading table to unlock the DLC. Because everything else I've read, yep, so unmarked. Sid, I shall not waste time mincing words. Leviathan's dominant is in need of rescue, and despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with the outlaw of the highest disrepute, the The dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I dare not reveal more for fear this missive could fall into the wrong hands. But if what little I have penned here has kindled your interest, I bid you journey to the Vale in Northreach and inquire with only Layla. She will surely see you satisfied. Heed the mysterious request? Yep. March for the rising tide. Perfect.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Vale can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Darn, I was hoping we'd get lucky and just take us right to it. Chasing the tides. Quest nations for the rising tide are indicated with a yellow marker on a tree. After accepting the quest, current objectives are displayed in the to-do list on the right-hand side of the screen. These will temporarily replace main scenario objectives, which restore main scenario objectives to the to-do list. Tab in the main menu. Yep. Alright. Find Layla in Northreach. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. One thing I do want to check, though, is make sure I got the strongest weapon I can. Pretty sure I do. Oh, yeah, 410. With the Omega weapon? Yeah. I'm going to say I think we do. Oh, yeah, especially since there's no new icon over him.
Trouble with your gear, or... Well, thanks for you, dear.
Yeah, craft. Yeah, no, we already got everything. That's right, because Everdark was the one before. Then Omega was from the, that Fallen Enforcer, yep. Omega module and all that. Huge difference, almost 100 stronger. Oh, and also, another thing I thought was cool is how after the latest update they also gave this access to DLC, they actually changed the damage output of weapons, where actually they'll do more than what they had before, which is awesome, because before, even if you had a strong blade, it felt like you weren't really doing much damage unless you're using an icon ability. But now they have it more balanced.
Looks like you've got fast.
Where
But enough talk.
your actual physical weapon will do more
Fancy a
damage.
peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically,
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
and that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Interesting and mysterious. Do I have a fast travel by the... No, I don't.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
Well, cool. This is giving me a chance then to
Do be careful.
try out a fight or two. Let's go head over here and see how much more damage we do with our physical weapon. I'm curious. Oh, significantly more. That's awesome. And so needed. Oh, crud. When I was playing around with these, I forgot to, swap it back. That would have been bad. Which also, ever since the last DLC, I have not done more grinding on these trees, so we still have a good amount of ability points built up, which is good for whenever we get Leviathan's dominant. And we still have everything upgraded except for the mastery of like some of the ultimates, like Flames Rebirth, Area Blast, Earth and Fury, and Dancing Steel. And since it's been a while since I played this game, oh yeah, that damage makes so much of a difference for those beasts that go in the air. But since I haven't played this in a while, I thought, might as well give me some refresher. Since last I played it was...
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Man, like February or something like that?
Who awaits us inside?
Search the area around the tent.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
And I guess we're gonna look at the boat.
A boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
Continue the search. Alright, continue the search where, though?
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Motes of Water.
The motes of water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
Ah, a new location. Which also... Yeah, they still have a way to revisit the tower once you complete the quest line. Of course. The Lost Cloak. Northeastern Storm. If you manage to navigate the cloak's narrow mountaintop pass without plummeting to your death, you will be rewarded with a breathtaking view of blighted wastelands stretching from Oilfest Bay to the Sea of Grace. I don't remember that being so defined before. Or maybe it was and I just never noticed. Cool. Glad we get a new region, though. More to do.
All right, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day. And that concludes our little voyage. We're here. It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Of course. Party makeup has changed. Okay, so it's not like a huge area, but it's still an area. Our party makeup's changed because... Oh, it actually has a change now from party members to guest. Interesting. People who are actually solidly in your party and those who are just here for a quest or what have you. Also, what abilities do I got? Got the Phoenix Shift with Ignition and Flames of Rebirth. That's good. Shiva with Pile Drive and Diamond Dust. Okay. Titan. It's good for defending. Wind Up and Judgment Bolt. Alright. That'll be a good start. And we're level 51. Which I don't think is going to play a major role in the DLC being more difficult at all.
Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Man, she knows a lot. This place looks so beautiful. I love it. Almost gets me in the mood to hop back into Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Honestly. Because that also had some beautiful environments. But granted, not as beautiful as like this. But also it depends on like the art style too. Final Fantasy XVI's art style I've liked more. And maybe that's because it's more on the real side, but I don't know. I've always been fond of it.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? I'll keep my axe and spells to myself.
Oh, I missed a couple. Okay. Oh, crud.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
Interesting. So she is a bearer as well. Northern Wolves. Okay, I like the new enemies too. Get some decent experience and some ability points. But like I said, this place looks so beautiful. It almost makes me want to just start replaying the game right now. Granted, for a trophy, I still need to anyways for,
We're almost at the summit.
Final Fantasy
There
mode.
you'll have a better view of our home.
And I think really with this beautiful art style is one reason I've really enjoyed this game is it's got a good story, good combat, and
Few
the game
have
looks
ever
beautiful.
set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
We are walking the rest of the way, alright.
beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
What is that though? Like a giant bubble with a beam of magic. Is that frozen tide? I think that's the frozen tide. Cool. I wonder what other different things are in this area. Even those look different. That's cool. Old ibex. Interesting. though I didn't see what they dropped. So I don't know if it was something very different or something just similar to
Are those
what we picked up
stones
before.
glowing? That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Active time echoes. Entries for X of the Fallen will now appear in the active time lore. Alright. Entries for Rising Tide will now appear in the active time lore if you don't recognize the term. The glamour. An ethereal dome woven by the motes of water to shield their hidden home of Mystia from prying eyes. From the outside, it appears as if the land has been lost to the blight, yet from the inside, blue skies soar over lush forests teeming with life. Cool. And glamour cairns. Glowing pillars of stacked stone found scattered around Mysidia. The crystals within them maintain the glamour that keeps the land hidden. They do so through a constant channeling of aether, much as municipal shards fire forges, fill wells, and light lamps elsewhere in the realm. And Shula, leader of the Motes of Water and author of the letter asking for Sid the Outlaw's aid in rescuing the dominant of Leviathan. That the note was delivered via the veil suggests that she shares a friendship with the dame, though the fact that she preferred to tent upon the isolated bluffs far from Northreach for a meeting place over Isabel's establishment implies a need for the greatest secrecy. And while we're there, the Motes of Water, the people among whom the dominant of Leviathan is born, notable for their ivory hair and sapphire eyes. Histories agree that their bloodline was ended some 100 or more years ago, the icon that swims within it forever lost to the world. We got some more of the wolves here. Perfect. Oh, and another reason I wanted to do this DLC too is because
This surge was an act of rage.
One wonders what prompted it.
it was another reason I definitely wanted to do this DLC sooner than later as well, even though it was late from release. It's because I've had a bad track record with completing walkthroughs on this channel for a bit, so I definitely want to change that this year. I want to finish the ones I've started, start games from this year, and eventually I'd like to go back to ones that I only got partway through, make a new playthrough of it, and then fully go through that game. Because there are definitely a few that fit that criteria. Some more games that I really like too. And others, I just kind of want to get through it. Both for main game and post-game stuff. Oh, crap. Ooh, a chest. Reflection of fire. Wait, for the Phoenix shift, really? Hold on here. Improves limit break induced enhancements while increasing HP regen during limit... Oh no, that's the revival bit. Gotcha. Enhances Phoenix shift, increasing both movement speed and distance. Residual fire aether that, having failed to dissipate on the battlefield, is instead manifested into a solid form, not unlike crystal, but with an elemental purity that renders it far more potent, if not highly specialized in its applications. Interesting. Though those bits I think are more useful just because increases HP regain potential when taking damage while automatically restoring HP regain gauge. And the other on the limit break, increasing HP regen during limit break by 50%, Also, fatal damage is taken while the limit gauge is full. A limit break is automatically triggered, preventing KO. Except under special circumstances, such as being in the Deadlands. Yeah, those 2 bits are still very helpful, so I'd like to not swap them off yet, unless we get better gear from this region, which honestly, I'm sure we actually will. Remembering a lot of my tricks that I do to round up enemies a lot quicker. With the ignition, the pile driver, and all that good stuff. Now we're still just getting bloody hides.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay.
Yeah, she's got a good point. She's got to protect her home. Still trying to keep a lookout, because I'm sure, won't be surprised if there's at least one more chest nearby. Ah, what is this? A space off to the side, I see. Interesting. Takes me down to a river, but I can't actually run along it or anything like that. Intriguing. Tall tree. Sure, it's important somehow. Now the village.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Outsiders? Well, I never.
Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
I'm curious what their account is on to how they got here then. Got a nice little town.
I'm sorry, but I don't like it. Outsiders?
The little river that streams down. Nice fields. A water wheel. Yes, this place is pretty cool.
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walyas.
This man, Walyas, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyas is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyas was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Are you bound for the Wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Ceaseless Rill.
That's very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.